Okay, so what's up? Me, Lee, the Voltosaur, and I'm doing another episode review instead of turning the tables and letting you guys do it. This time I'm doing Space Sheriff Shaider, episode 1. And so pretty much with Fuma having destroyed the planet Bird from Kingdom Come, Dai Sawamura and Annie being a survivor of Planet Bird, they have been assigned to Earth, Fuma's next target, to keep from them destroying that planet. So, pretty much, I have to mention kind of this. First up, this is my first Metal Hero episode. Now, I did watch the Gabon movie that came out 2 years ago, but that's all the Metal Hero I have actually watched outside of Beetleborgs. And I'm not counting Beetleborgs. But this was a big game changer because I rarely watch retro tokusatsu. Retro meaning pre-93. With very few exceptions. This is one of the few exceptions I might actually attempt to make. But this episode kind of dives into the whole war between Shaider and Fuma. Pretty much at the beginning of the episode, we see a planet being destroyed by Fuma, and this is an example of, well, obviously the cliche with superhero shows, the good guys and the bad guys, setting up the whole war between the two groups. So, yeah, maybe the biggest cliche there is. And there's apparently several plans involved with this because and I might hate myself later, but Alexis, if you're in the Philippines, I'm wanting to feel like having to go back and forth with names somewhat because of some of the show, because of stuff like my girlfriend making me want to consider this as pretty much a last ditch effort to want to review something. But Dai, or Alexis, and Annie, his partner, they're from two completely different planets. Dai is from Earth. Alexis, she's from the planet Bird, which was destroyed in the very first episode. But yeah, there's kind of not much detail that could be easily given to what's been going on. So I can't really say that there's much of any steps taken to what film has already done by now. But what is done, again, yeah, it's cliche, but it's kind of a glorious cliche, obviously, and just my own opinion there. You can't have a show of superheroes without, obviously somebody assigning a hero or group of heroes to stop the villains. Otherwise, it'd be like, oh yeah, none of those exist. I'll try and do something for you guys if you want to see something where a show focused on the villain and he wins. And the end, not he wins and then at the last second the hero wins, but the villain wins, period. So, yeah, remember pretty much this was kind of set up by the Fuma, but only to obviously get derailed by now Shaider. And pretty much Fuma, they think they can do whatever they want because they don't know that there's a space sheriff around. Also, there's the fact that there's other places that are probably hounding these guys for revenge too, just like Annie wants. She wants justice for her planet being destroyed. I bet you $5 there's other planets, there's other survivors who are space sheriff cadets who are wanting the exact same thing. So there's kind of a chance that there's other races on other planets that are close to extinct. And as long as Shaider's around, Earth is not one of those that their aliens, quote unquote, are not on the endangered species list yet. But if Shaider loses, we know what's going to happen. And that who knows, we may have to, they may have to do something, just to ensure their survival at all. And maybe even hide somewhere. Another kind of thing was obviously the gathering of Shaider and Annie. And this kind of gets more, and I mean, I'm kind of happy, but then again, I'm happy I'll always see the title hero. I mean, the teamwork worked out pretty well, but except for the one line of "I want justice," I didn't see any way that the teamwork can't work out for right now. Even Annie, she'll get in there and get some action despite the fact she cannot transform. She has no way to transform into a metal suit of armor and die. And I mean, really, the only time I took it. Now that I think about it, my memory ain't the best in the world, but I don't remember a time with Annie and die in just this one episode. And I expect to for sure be able to see 3 episodes of Shaider. The first 3. Now I haven't really seen a proper time for them to fight together unless I overlooked it in just episode 1. But still, the inclusion, at least of something with them, to at least get the justice, was nice. And very sure that this will be used more and more because Shaider is a space sheriff. Annie is his deputy. And just reminding of those small things. I mean, we got those 5 comic relief aliens, or at least I think they're comic relief. But there's 5 monsters or aliens that help out with Shaider, with the Fuma, with their plans. They're kind of a little detailed in my opinion, because I don't think they're going to really do much good, especially with, then I have to look it up because I do not have the name in my head offhand. Upper Half Monk. See, these characters are so minor. I actually do not remember their individual names except they're beasts. That's it. And again, little things that could kind of add fun to the fun. I believe. This being only one episode. Now, this episode didn't really seem to have a lot of focus. I mean, I saw focus with Annie, but very little, and it was only because she wanted revenge for her planet being destroyed. And it would have been kind of nicer to at least have some focus, like setting up something better, like a better story, to lead into, this that Shaider's in. So, like I said, Annie PO'd, because her plan is now nothing. I mean, literally nothing. So she wants to get revenge. I mean, no matter how many times she says justice, I hear revenge. Secretly. And it's kind of because of that I could see Dai and Annie fighting together. And I mean, it's kind of nice to at least see the obligatory female partner to a space sheriff, I guess. Just it could be, it could kind of dominate. I bet it could hurt. I don't know, because I've seen very little Metal Hero today. Like, let's see here. I mean, though it's sad that, Hiroshi Tsuburaya, the actor who played Dai Sawamura, he's been dead for about 15 years. I could actually be, let me look that up so I can be very specific. Or 13 years. So, just almost about 2 weeks over 15 years, or 13 years. He's been dead, roughly. And pretty much the only issue I saw, at least with the characters themselves, was Annie. Again, you could say justice all you want. I see revenge with her. No justice. Because of her reasoning. I mean, in that first, Dai, he could, I mean, okay, I'm trying to think of stuff from the episode. I got a very one-track mind with this stuff, unfortunately. This is why I don't do reviews. Apparently. I usually let my audience do them, but I swore it was more of a bravo type of deal. Apparently I can't get my mind off of one minor detail of whatever I do the review over. Yeah, so, I mean, he could kind of be seen as something with bringing up the team, or the duo, I guess. And maybe something with evolution. Maybe some of that's because of the art troopers. I don't know. I've actually not watched VR Troopers because I was a wee little tyke when it was on. Like maybe that big when it aired. I was a newborn, just about. I was just sort of a newborn, so. And then, but there are obviously maybe some doubts. Like, I'm pretty sure Dai has his doubts because he's new to the team. He's new to this, so, just thrown in after his training was done, as I saw it. And, of course, he's willing to protect people, on his own home planet, because, again, he's from Earth. And so much to try and talk about to keep them. It's a very yeah, the fight is actually kind of nice whenever you finally get into that Fushigi world. The Fushigi world. One of my favorite things about the Shaider something I liked about Shaider is, Vavelos. I kind of think it's neat, oddly enough. And I have no idea why. Neater than any Megazord. And if anybody sees my eyes, I'm eyeing one that's by accident left with me since yesterday. And this isn't even my room. But, Fuma has her own goals of universal domination, or I guess like Unicron. The Void. Yeah, pretty much protecting the city, that's it. Or protecting the world, that's kind of the whole big deal with Shaider. Yeah. The overall, for me, the episode kind of seemed a little rushed. Not a little bit. There's a lot to say, but I do give credit for at least, obviously, starting the plot, right then. I've seen a series that went slower. I was going to try and actually review the Kaku Ranger series. I'm not doing 3 episode reviews in the same day. Yeah, that is slow. That's the slowest series I've actually watched. Yeah. And first of all, I kind of like Fuma, even though I do hate Priest Poe. Cross-dressing to me is stupid, by the way. And I do actually applaud the Philippines because apparently they got kind of their genders mixed up. They thought that he was a girl apparently, and actually that kind of sounds like a smart idea to get around it and feel better about all that. And yeah, my said girlfriend, she told me about some of that. When we were just good friends. And at least from the opening, I think that Shaider and Annie, they might actually work pretty well as a team. And I think I might like how they work. I think. Excuse me. And obviously there is a monster of the episode, as with every toku. You have a monster of the episode, especially the first episode. I mean, that's almost law, I think, except as long as it's in Japan. And the design, it looks ugly. It looked ugly.
Cameron,
Give me a bed.
it's time for bed. I'm gonna head on to bed.
Mom, I'm hurrying. And, they kind of have their sense and all that. Some type of bonds, not. Pretty much, I kind of have to wrap up here a little bit too quick. I'll try and iron this out because I got lots more to talk about with the next 2 episodes of Shaider. And I even plan to do Jetman. So, till next time,